Hello again and welcome to the Creativity Cabinet. In this video, we are going to be doing some actually quick and easy, simple Dollar Tree sign upgrades for Easter. So, first of all, we're going to take this sign, which is not too bad of a sign. Let's let you see the whole thing there. And we're also going to be doing something with this sign. And I'm posing for my thumbnails there. Okay. But we're going to be using some simple Dollar Tree materials, and we're going to be transforming these into something a little bit more high-end, I think. So let's get to making art. The first thing I did with this Happy Easter sign was I used a little screwdriver to pry off the little bow, but I kept that because I'm going to use it later. Then I took some clear plastic that I got from a sheet protector that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I laid it over and traced the bunny and the eggs. I used a black Sharpie for this, and then I cut out those two shapes. You could actually use any sort of clear plastic that's easily cut with scissors for this. You could get like plastic envelopes at Dollar Tree, or you could even use clamshell packaging, or even just tracing paper for this. What you basically just want to do is you just want to make a template for the bunny and for the eggs. After that, I took my black Posca pen and I colored over all of the letters that spell out Happy Easter in order to make them kind of stand out more and also look a little more farmhousey. I like the background of this sign with this kind of a faux wood effect, but I didn't really like the color of these glittery letters, so I colored them in with my black Posca pen to make them stand out more. The Posca pen went on right over the glitter, so I didn't even need to try to get rid of the glitter, and it gave it a kind of a nice rough feeling. If you don't have Posca pens, you could probably take any brand of paint marker and do this sort of thing, or perhaps even do it with the big chunky black Sharpie that Dollar Tree sells. After I was done, I kind of didn't like that you could still see the pink around the edges, so I went back with the Posca pen and I outlined all the letters. Then I took an aluminum foil cookie sheet that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree, and I took my bunny template and I traced around it and then cut it out. Then I took 4 different patterns of burlap ribbon that I'd gotten from the Dollar Tree, and I used my little egg template. I traced around it on the back of the ribbon and then cut it out so that I would eventually have 5 little eggs to stick on there. Since I only had 4 kinds of ribbon, I had to repeat one of the patterns on there. Then it was just a matter of taking my hot glue gun and gluing everything down. I glued down the bunny first, then I took a couple of pieces of artificial baby's breath that I'd gotten from the Dollar Tree, and I glued those down kind of between the eggs. Then I glued all of the eggs down, and the final thing that I did was first I took the little bow, put it on the bunny, and then I took some black and white check ribbon that I'd gotten from the Dollar Tree and tied it into a little bow, and I glued that to the top of the sign. And my Happy Easter sign was complete. I really like how just a few little modifications with some simple little Dollar Tree materials was able to make this into something that looked a lot more high-end than something that you would have gotten at the Dollar Tree. I started this sign by taking that hippity-hoppity egg sign, and first I removed the hanger from the top, and then I gave the back of it a coat of white Waverly chalk paint. I gave it only one coat so that it would have a kind of a nice distressed look. Then I took my black Posca pen and I gave it just a nice little narrow black border around the edge. Then I took a pencil and I laid out my design. I started by drawing a nice little chicken, as you can see here, and then I drew what I hope to look like a wire basket full of eggs. After I created both the chicken and the eggs, then I went and I hand lettered what I wanted the sign to say, which ultimately it ended up saying farm fresh eggs at the top, and down at the bottom I had it say delicious and nutritious, which is kind of a thing that they used to say a lot on those old signs. Then I went in with my Posca pens and I just went over all the pencil lines. I started with black and I made most things black. I made the lettering black and chicken and the egg and the basket. And then I made the little napkin that's underneath the basket of eggs. I made that kind of a red and white check. And I also used my yellow Posca pen to do the chicken's beak and its eye and its legs. And I used the red to make the comb nice and red. I love doing this kind of stuff. And did I mention that I love Posca pens? I totally love Posca pens. You should all go out and get Posca pens, though this is not sponsored in any way. However, if you're watching this, Posca, well, you know what to do. Then all I had to do to finish the sign was to make a simple hanger with some jute twine that I'd gotten from the Dollar Tree. I tried one method, that didn't really work, so I just tried the straight forward method of making a loop. And then I took some of that black and white check ribbon and I tied it around the loop just to give it a nice little finishing touch. And my Farm Fresh Egg sign was complete. I really liked how it turned out and how it looks nice and vintage. Now, you might be saying, but Christine, I can't draw and I also can't do hand lettering. Well, I've got the project for you. It's the very next one. Okay, here's the sign for all of you who don't do drawing and hand lettering. I just took the same hippity-hoppity sign, removed the hanger, and then gave the back of it a coat of black Waverly chalk paint. Then I took this plain wooden egg from Dollar Tree, which is just a little bit smaller than the hippity-hoppy sign, and I put it on a Dollar Tree aluminum foil cookie sheet, traced around it with a black Sharpie, and then cut out that egg. Then I made a chicken for the sign by taking one of these little wooden Dollar Tree chicks, and I painted that with the Waverly chalk paint as well. Then it was time to transform the baby chick into an adult chicken. For this, I used some plastic lids that I had left over from dairy containers. I find that those are a wonderful source of kind of friendly, brightly colored plastic that you can use for various purposes. So I created a little comb, you see me doing that there, to go on top of the chicken's head, and then I hot glued that on. Then I cut out another piece of plastic from the same lid and put that behind the head. I did this so that then I could take my hot glue and I could fill in that hole that's in the top. I colored it in black so that it would be black underneath the hole. Then I glued that down, and then I was able to take my glue gun and fill that in black, and then that hole wouldn't show anymore. Then I took a yellow lid and I used that to make a beak for a somewhat larger beak for my chicken. I cut that out, and I used my ultrafine Sharpie just to make the little line in the middle of the beak. And then I used the same lid to create some little feet for the chicken, just tracing around them. I also used my yellow Posca pen to give them more of a bright color, since the lid was partially transparent, and I didn't like that effect. So once I got the feet cut out, I glued them down. I used my ultrafine Sharpie to mark out the other edge of the foot that's in front. And I took my yellow Posca pen and filled that in yellow to make it nice and bright and yellow. And then I took a hole punch and punched out one single little yellow circle to be the chicken's eye. I glued that on and used a black Posca pen to make the little pupil in the eye. And then I took my ultrafine black Sharpie and added a few details to the chicken's feet. Then I made some eggs for my sign. I took these felt egg stickers that I'd gotten from Dollar Tree, and I traced around them onto just a piece of corrugated cardboard that had come on the inside of a pack of scrapbooking paper that I'd gotten at one time. I outlined and filled them in with a white Posca pen, and then I cut them out. Then it was time to put everything all together. First, I hot glued my big metal egg onto the black sign, and then I put my chicken and my eggs down, and then I realized something. I realized that the eggs were just way too big. So I cut one egg down, and then I traced that onto the other egg to make the other egg identical, and I cut that out, and I just made smaller eggs. Then I glued down the chicken and both of the eggs, which you see me doing here with my hot glue gun. And then I took these poster stickers. I used those to spell out the word eggs, and that worked pretty well. One thing I noticed was that they really didn't stick to the metal, so I just used my hot glue to glue the letters down. Then I took some smaller lettering stickers that I'd gotten at Target, and I used them to spell out Farm Fresh. I also had a little trouble getting those to stick, but I found that if I burnished them down very well, that they did finally stick to the sign. Then I took a white Posca pen and I made a little white border around the metal part of the sign. I just felt that that made it pop a little bit more. Then I took some of the black and white check ribbon and I tied another little bow and glued that to the top of the sign. Then all I had to do was to just take some jute twine and use that to make a hanger for the sign. And my metal Farm Fresh egg sign was complete. It shows that you can still do a lot even if you don't necessarily want to have to do drawing or hand lettering. This one was super quick and easy. I started by pulling the little tails off the bunnies. Then I took my sanding block and I sanded off all of the glitter. There was a lot of glitter to sand off, and I used my handy-dandy little ladybug vacuum cleaner to pick it up off the table. Then I used my pink Posca pen this is kind of a bright pink. I used that to outline all the letters in the word welcome. And then I took my very light pink Posca pen and filled the letters in with that color. I thought that this made the welcome look a little bit more farmhousey while still having some nice pastel Easter colors in it. Then I took this banner that I got at the Dollar Tree that has all these nice pre-cut bunnies made out of stiffened felt, and I went through and kind of tried to match the colors there. Didn't really like the green because it was too bright, so I replaced it with a kind of a light blue bunny. Then I went and I pulled the little tails off the bunnies because I wanted to replace them with their own particular little colored tails, which I got from these cute little headbands that I got at the Dollar Tree. So you see the teal bunny gets one of them that's kind of made out of a mesh. Then the yellow one, couldn't really get the headbands in yellow. So instead I just took my yellow Posca pen and made the white tail yellow. Then for the purple, I had a purple kind of yarn pom-pom from one of the headbands to glue on there, and then the light blue one got a blue pom-pom. Then it was a matter of just kind of trying to arrange them on the sign. I figured out how to do that. I carefully had their kind of butts hanging off the edge. I needed to do that to make sure that their ears wouldn't completely cover up the word welcome, though it does cover up parts of it. I don't think that really looks too bad, though. Once I had them arranged, then I used my hot glue gun to glue them down. And then I decided to take these cute little felt egg stickers that were also from Dollar Tree and put one on each bunny's back, so he's kind of hiding an egg behind his back, because we're seeing them from the back here, of course, because we see their tails. Then I took the ribbon that was part of the garland. All the little bunnies were strung on the ribbon. I decided I didn't like the little holes that were at the top of the bunny's head, so to kind of cover them up, I took the ribbon and I made it into 4 little bows. And I glued a little bow to the top of each bunny's head. And that it didn't entirely cover up, but it pulled the eye away from those little holes. So here I am, I'm taking my hot glue gun and I'm gluing each little bow down. And then I decided that I would take the jute twine out of the hanger and instead use more of that ribbon that was left over from the banner to make a ribbon hanger. So that was just a matter of poking the ribbon through the hole, making a double knot, and then poking the other end through the other hole and making a double knot there. And then I made a nice ribbon hanger for the sign. And here's the completed sign. I think it looks so much cuter than just the plain sign originally did. This was so quick and easy to make. I hope that at least a few of you watching here will try it. If you do, snap a picture of it and tag me on Instagram. I would love to see it.